بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, the Compassionate, the Merciful.
الحمد لله رب العالمين.
Praise be to Allah, Lord of the worlds.
الرحمن الرحيم.
The Compassionate, the Merciful.
مالك يوم الدين.
Master of the Day of Judgment.
إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين.
You alone we worship, and upon you we call for help.
اهدنا الصراط المستقيم.
Guide us along the straight path.
صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
The path of those you have blessed, not of those with anger on them, nor of the misguided.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, the Compassionate, the Merciful.
ألف لام ميم.
Alif. Lam. Mim.
ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين.
This is the book in which there is no doubt, guidance for the righteous.
الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون.
Those who believe in the unseen, and perform the prayers, and donate from what we have provided for them.
والذين يؤمنون بما أنزل إليك وما أنزل من قبلك وبالآخرة هم يوقنون.
And those who believe in what was revealed to you, and in what was revealed before you, and are certain of the hereafter.
أولئك على هدى من ربهم وأولئك هم المفلحون.
These are upon guidance from their Lord. These are the successful.
إن الذين كفروا سواء عليهم أأنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون.
As for those who disbelieve, it is the same for them, whether you have warned them, or have not warned them, they do not believe.
ختم الله على قلوبهم وعلى سمعهم وعلى أبصارهم غشاوة ولهم عذاب عظيم.
Allah has sealed their hearts and their hearing, and over their vision is a veil. They will have a severe punishment.
ومن الناس من يقول آمنا بالله وباليوم الآخر وما هم بمؤمنين.
And among the people are those who say, we believe in Allah and in the last day, but they are not believers.
يخادعون الله والذين آمنوا وما يخدعون إلا أنفسهم وما يشعرون.
They try to deceive Allah and those who believe, but they deceive none but themselves, and they are unaware.
في قلوبهم مرض فزادهم الله مرضا ولهم عذاب أليم بما كانوا يكذبون.
In their hearts is a disease, and Allah has increased them in disease. They will have a painful punishment for having lied.
وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ لَا تُفْسِدُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ قَالُوا إِنَّمَا نَحْنُ مُصْلِحُونَ.
And when it is said to them, do not work corruption on earth, they say, we are only working righteousness.
ألا إنهم هم المفسدون ولكن لا يشعرون.
In fact, it is they who are the workers of corruption, but they are unaware.
وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ آمِنُوا كَمَا آمَنَ النَّاسُ قَالُوا أَنُؤْمِنُ كَمَا آمَنَ السُّفَهَاءُ أَلَا إِنَّهُمْ هُمُ السُّفَهَاءُ وَلَكِنْ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ.
And when it is said to them, believe as the people have believed, they say, shall we believe as the fools have believed? In fact, it is they who are the fools, but they do not know.
وَإِذَا لَقُوا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا قَالُوا آمَنَّا وَإِذَا خَلَوْا إِلَى شَيَاطِينِهِمْ قَالُوا إِنَّا مَعَكُمْ إِنَّمَا نَحْنُ مُسْتَهْزِئُونَ.
And when they come across those who believe, they say, we have believed. But when they are alone with their devils, they say, we are with you, we were only mocking.
الله يستهزئ بهم ويمدهم في طغيانهم يعمهون.
It is Allah who mocks them, and He leaves them bewildered in their transgression.
أولئك الذين اشتروا الضلالة بالهدى فما ربحت تجارتهم وما كانوا مهتدين.
It is they who have traded guidance for misguidance, so their trade was not profitable, and they are not guided.
مثلهم كمثل الذي استوقد نارا فلما أضاءت ما حوله ذهب الله بنورهم
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to our monthly Sisters Forum. I'm as always, your host, Shakirat. And today we'll be discussing the spouse, personality, and marriage sustenance. So to start off the program, we have an opening prayer by Sister Barrister Hamdallah Bello. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Right. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Alhamdulillahi amudan muafi'an binamihi wa mukafi'an limazidi. Alhamdulillahi alladhi an'ama alayna wa hadana ila al-Islam. Alhamdulillahi ala kulli hal. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for preserving our life till this moment from last month when we all depart, when we bid ourselves the farewell that we will meet again today. We appreciate Allah for that, for accepting that dua for us. The sign that He accepted the dua is our being able to come together. again today. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. 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 Ar-Rahmanirrahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladina an'amta alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Amin. حمدا موافيا لنعمه ومكافئا لمزيده الحمد لله الذي أنعم علينا وهدانا إلى الإسلام الحمد لله على كل حال وشكر ذوي الإحسان بالقلب تارة وبالقول هكر ثم بالعمل أسنا وشكر لربي لا بقلبي وطاعتي ولا بلساني بل به شكرنا أنا بنعمة ربي لا بما كسبت يدي ولا بتراثي إنني متشاكر فلا الحمد في ذا ولا ذاك لي ولكن لك الحمد في ذا وذاك إلهي لك الحمد في ذا وذاك رضاك نرجو على أمرنا من أنت لهماني على من تشاء وتريم ما شئت نيل لمنا بك كان ما كان بغيرك لا 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 وهذا بحولك لا حولنا أدوكي الله وهذا بحولك لا حولنا يا من يرى ما في ضميري ويسمعه أنت لمهد لكل ما يتوقعه يا من يرجى لي شدائد كلها يا من إليه لمشتك ولي مفوزه يا من خزائن رزقه في قولكم أمنني فإن لي خير عندك حجمه مالي سوى فاكري إليك وسيلة فبالافتقار إليك فكريا أدفع مالي سوى قري لبابك هيلة فلا هنرو ديدي تفا هيا بابيني أكيره مهزا الذي هجه وهاتف باسمي إن كان فضلك عن فكيرك يمونه أشا لمجدك أن تقني تعسيا الفضل حجز والمواهب أوثاه بذو لقدوا فايت بابك عالما أنا تذال عند بابك ينفه وجعلت متمدي عليك توكلا وبسطت كافي سهلا حتى ضره فبحق منها بابته وبهسته وجبت الدعوة من به يتشافع اجعل لنا من كل ضيق مخرجا والتف بنا يا من إليك لي يرجعه ثم صلاة على نبي وآله خير الأنام ومن به يتشافه ثم صلاة على نبي وآله خير الأنام ومن به يتشافه اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق والخاتم لما سبق الناصر الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى alihi aqa qadrihi wa miqdar lazim. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. We pray for all of us. We thank Allah. We seek all of His blessings, both here and in the hereafter, for all our lives. We pray for our guest speaker today, that Allah lead her on. We pray that all the listeners today will take beneficial knowledge away from here. Bisiri la ilaha illallah. Zafat in general, both the sisters forum and every harm of Zafat, we pray that Allah continue to preserve and protect us and heal all of our affairs and increase Zafat in Daraja, both here and in the hereafter. Bisiri la ilaha illallah. Muhammad Rasulullah and Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amman yasifun. Wassalamun ala al-mursalina. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Shukran, moderator.
Amen. Amen. May Allah accept it as an act of ibadah. Amen. The next item on our list is the recitation of the Quran by Sister Zainab Abdullah. May Allah accept it as an act of ibadah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so I've put in the chat, inshallah, the surah I will be reciting today is chapter 61 of the Holy Quran, Surah Al-Saf. Please grab your Quran, because looking at the Mus'haf is ibadah also, and listening is ibadah, and reciting is ibadah. So let's participate in all of the methods and gain the reward and the thawab from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. سبح لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لم تقولون ما لا تفعلون كبر مقتا عند الله أن تقولوا ما لا تفعلون إن الله يحب الذين يقاتلون في سبيله صفا كأنهم بنيان مرصوص. وإذ قال موسى لقومه يا قوم لم تؤذونني وقد تعلمون أني رسول الله إليكم فلما زاغوا أزاغ الله قلوبهم والله لا يهدي القوم الفاسقين. وإذ قال عيسى ابن مريم يا بني إسرائيل إني رسول الله إليكم مصدقا لما بين يدي من التوراة ومبشرا برسول يأتي من بعد اسمه أحمد ومبشرا برسول يأتي من بعد اسمه أحمد فلما جاءهم بالبينات قالوا هذا سحر مبين. ومن أظلم ممن افترى على الله الكذب وهو يدعى إلى الإسلام والله لا يهدي القوم الظالمين. يريدون ليطفئوا نور الله بأفواههم والله متم نوره ولو كره الكافرون. هو الذي أرسل رسوله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله ولو كره المشركون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا هل أدلكم على تجارة تنجيكم من عذاب أليم تؤمنون بالله ورسوله وتجاهدون في سبيل الله بأموالكم وأنفسكم ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون. يغفر لكم ذنوبكم ويدخلكم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار ومساكن طيبة في جنات عدن ذلك الفوز العظيم وأخرى تحبونها نصر من الله وفتح قريب وبشر المؤمنين يا أيها الذين آمنوا كونوا أنصار الله كما قال عيسى ابن مريم للحواريين من أنصاري إلى الله قال الحواريون نحن أنصار الله فآمن طائفة من بني إسرائيل وكفر الطائفة فأيدنا الذين آمنوا على عدوهم فأصبحوا ظاهرين صدق الله العظيم. The meaning of Surah As-Saf. The Saf means row. It's the chapter that means the row. Whatever is in the Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, in the name of Allah, the entirely beneficent, the especially merciful. Whatever is in the heavens and whatever is on the earth exalts Allah, and He is the exalted in might, the wise. O you who have believed, why do you say what you do not do? Greatly hateful in the sight of Allah is that you say what you do not do. Indeed, Allah loves those who fight in His cause in a row, as though they are a single structure joined firmly. And mention, O Muhammad, when Moses said to his people, O my people, why do you harm me, while you certainly know that I am the messenger of Allah to you? And when they deviated, Allah caused their hearts to deviate. And Allah does not guide the defiantly disobedient people. And mention when Jesus, the son of Mary, said, O children of Israel, indeed I am the messenger of Allah to you, confirming what came before me of the Torah and bringing good tidings of a message to come after me, whose name is Ahmad. But when he came to them with clear evidence, they said, this is obvious magic. And who is more unjust than one who invents about Allah untruth while he is being invited to Islam? And Allah does not guide the wrongdoing people. They want to extinguish the light of Allah with their mouth, but Allah will perfect His light, although the disbelievers dislike it. It is He who sent His messenger with guidance and the religion of truth to manifest it over all religion, although those who associate others with Allah dislike it. O you who have believed, shall I guide you to a transaction that will save you from a painful punishment? It is that you believe in Allah and His messenger and strive in the cause of Allah with your wealth and your lives. That is best for you if you only knew. He will forgive for you your sins and admit you to gardens beneath which rivers flow and pleasant dwellings in garden of perpetual residence. That is the great attainment. And you will obtain another favor that you love, victory from Allah, and an imminent conquest, and give good tidings to the believers. O you who have believed, be supporters of Allah. As when Jesus, the son of Mary, said to the disciples, who are my supporters for Allah? The disciples said, we are supporters of Allah, and a faction of the children of Israel disbelieved. And a faction of the children of Israel believed, and a faction disbelieved. So we supported those who believed against their enemy, and they became dominant. Sadaqallahu al-Aliyyul Azim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you so much to all the...
Wa alaikum salam. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us all victorious. Ameen. The next item on our list is the Musabiha Ashara by our sister Ajia Ganiyat Aremu. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Allahumma inni nawaitu an natakarraba ilayka bitilawati musabihatil hashri biniyati hal ta'budu lillahi ta'ala wa biniyati tahsunu biha wa biniyati tasli jami'i mallaha min al-kawas wal karamat wal kahirat wal barakat wal futuha fi dunya wal akhirat innaka ala kulli shay'in qadir. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Astaghfirullah al-azim allazi la ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum. Astaghfirullah al-azim allazi la ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum. Astaghfirullah al-azim allazi la ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad al-Fatih lima ulika wal khatim liman sabaka nas wal haqq bil haqq wal hadi ila siratika mustaqim wa ala alihi wa sahbihi azim. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad al-Fatih lima ulika wal khatim liman sabaka nas wal haqq bil haqq wala hadi ila siratika mustaqim wa ala alihi wa sahbihi azim. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad al-Fatih lima ulika wal khatim liman sabaka nas wal haqq bil haqq wala hadi ila siratika mustaqim wa ala alihi wa sahbihi azim. La ilaha illallah, 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 Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim ghayril maghdubi alaihim waladdallin. Amin. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Qul a'udhu birabbin nas, malikin nas, ilahin nas, min sharril waswasil khannas alladhi yuwaswisu fi sudurin nas, minal jinnati wan nas. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Qul a'udhu birabbil falaq, min sharri ma khalaq. ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر نفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل يا أيها الكافرون لا أعبد من تعبدون ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد ولا أنا عابد ما عبدتم ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد لكم دينكم ولي دين. الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا باسمه يعلم من بين أيديهم ومن خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم. سبحان الله والحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله والله أكبر ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العظيم. أنا دمو حالما أميلها مهالما وزينة مهالما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك ورسولك نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم اغفر لي ولوالدي وللمؤمنين وللمؤمنات وللمسلمين وللمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات. اللهم اغفر وبهم آجلا وهاجلا في ديني ودنيا والآخرة ما أنت له ولا تفعل بنا وبه يا مولانا ما نحن له أهل إنك غفور عليم جواد كريم رؤوف رحيم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي عدد ما صلى عليه من خلقك وصل على سيدنا محمد النبي كما ينبغي لنا أن نصلي عليه وصل على سيدنا محمد النبي كما أمرتنا أن نصلي عليه. اللهم مغفرتك ذنوبي ورحمتك رجائي محمد.
So we need to download it.
La ilaha illallah wallahu akbar. La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu. La ilaha illallah lahul mulku wa lahul hamdu. La ilaha illallah wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi aliyyil azim. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. Wa anna Isa alayhi salam abdullahi wa rasuluhu. Wa abuna mati wa kalimati alikoha ila Maryam wa ruhu minhu. Wa al jannata haqqu wa hana nara haqqu. Subhanallah walhamdulillah wala ilaha illallah Allahu akbar wala hawla wala quwwata illa billah miliya mo alimo adada mo alimo wazinata mo alimo la ilaha illallah ya dafiu ya mani ya afizu ya hakim subhanaka allahumma ya mani asyara li jamila wa satara li qabiha wa lam yu'iz bi jahirati wa lam yatika sitra wa ya azim al hafwi wa ya azana tajawuzi wa ya wasi al maghfirati ويا باسط يدانا برحمة ويا سامي كل نجوى ويا متى كل شكوى ويا كريم صفوي ويا عظيم رماني ويا مكيل لأسيارتي ويا متريامي قبل استقاقها يا ربي ويا سيدي ويا مولاي ويا قيادة ركبتي أسيالك أنا تشاوية كل كوسي بلا يدنا ولا بياسيا بدنا بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم إني أسألك خير مسيالتي وخير جهاهي وخير نجاهي وخير ثوابي وخير لحياتي وخير مماتي وثبتني وتحقيق موازيني وحقيق إيماني وفرد درجاتي وتقبل صلاتي وأكبرك عتياتي وأزيالك درجاتي أولى من الجنة آمين اللهم إني أسألك فواتح الخير وكواتمه وجوامعه وحوله وظاهره وظاهره وباطنه وأزيالك درجاتي أولى من الجنة آمين اللهم إني أسألك خير مهاتي وخير مهافوال وخير مهمة وخير مهبتا وخير مؤزير وأسألك درجات أولى من الجنة آمين اللهم إني أسألك أن ترفع ذكري وتداوي زري وتسلي هموري وتطور قلبي وتحسن فرجي وتنور قلبي وتغفر ذنبي وأسألك درجات أولى من الجنة آمين اللهم إني أسألك أن تبارك لي أولو في سمائي وفي بصري وفي روحي وفي كلكي وفي خلقي وفي حالي وفي معياي وفي همالي وتقبل حسناتي وأسألك درجات الأولى من الجنة آمين اللهم بنورك اهتديت وبفضلك استعنت وبك أصبحت وأمسيت ذنوبي كثيرة بين يديك أستغفرك اللهم وأتوب إليك يا حنان يا منان أسألك الحمد دامات من زوال الهيمان ولعفوها محمد وكان برحمتك يا ارحم الراحمين يا ارحم الراحمين يا ارحم الراحمين يا رباه يا رباه يا جبار يا جبار يا جبار يا جبار يا جبار يا جبار جبار يا 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 جبار جبار يا جبار يا جبار يا جبار جبار يا جبار اللهم إني أعوذ بك من شر فديتين وصدمات عينين وهم بقي ديني بحرمة جليل زين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم وكان برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما ولك والخاتم لما سبق ناصر الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله كان كدر مكيدا العظيم سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين السلام عليكم.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. May Allah accept it as an act of ibadah. Sister, thank you very much. So without wasting much time, moving on to the actual program of today. Ajia Maryam Balog, she's no stranger to our Sisters Forum, but we are having her again today as a special guest, and she will be talking to us today about the spouse personalities and marriage sustenance. Sisters, as we do every month, make sure you have your questions waiting, and stay tuned at the end of the lecture so that the host can answer our questions. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum, Sister Maryam Balog.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I will also say salam alaikum to every one of us. I'm so happy to be here with you today. And without wasting our own time, what we're going to talk about is personality. How our own personality, our spouse personality, how is it helping our marriage? How is it helping others? And how is it damaging our marriages? And do we even know that there is something like personality? How many types of personality do we have? Which one do you belong to? So we're just going to summarize everything, and by asking questions, if you understand what I said very well, that is what is going to make it a little bit interesting, because it is not something that we're just going to be talking, because it's a little bit logic. By the time I start talking about it, you will feel at times you have guilty mind and you think that you are the worst, but all this personality, we have it to compensate each other. None is weak, none is bad, and none is the best. So we have different type of personality. So the way I'm just going to describe the personality is, what is personality? I will say personality is just character. That is the way your God created you. Few things that you try to take out of your way of life, but you couldn't do it. Each time you are trying to avoid doing it, to do away from it, all of a sudden it will just creep into your own way of life. That is the way your God created you. And that is the way your spouse, God created him or her, that you are complaining about, your mother-in-law, your father-in-law, your sister-in-law, your husband, your wife. That is the way every one of us are being created. But we forget that we didn't create ourselves. We just want everybody to change to our own way of life, which is a little bit difficult to change from the way your God created you to another one. At times, we try as much as possible to buy other people's personality. We only bought it. We took it to our own personality because of the circumstances, because of the environment, because of one problem or the other. But immediately the problem goes away from us, or when we ourselves, unknowingly, we go back to our own personality. And if it is the type of personality, that is the type of character that people didn't like, then they say, no matter what you do, she will only change for a while, then she will go back to her old way of life, which means either you want it or not, that is the way he or she is being created. So as I said, personality is just character, the way you are being created. So we have different types of personality. I know maybe if we have anybody that did nursing, medicine, psychology, and even when we were in secondary school, they taught us about few of them. We have choleric, we have melancholy, we have phlegmatic, and we have sanguine. So all these personality, they are very, very good. They all have the advantages and the disadvantages. At times, the advantages may be the disadvantage in some family, and the disadvantages may be the advantages in some family. But we just have to learn about it, and we have to see that if that is the way I behave, you should just know that, oh, Alhaja Balog cannot change completely. You can only go with people, you cannot change people. And that is where our weaknesses are, especially we from Africa. We always love to change people, especially under influence of religion. We believe religion should be able to change us to the way it's being written in the Quran. What the religion actually taught us is to be able to accept each other, to be able to tolerate each other, to be able to endure with each other. And that is the importance of knowing each other's personality. So the first personality that I'm going to be talking about is popular sanguine. They call them popular sanguine because they are like party. They are very extrovert. That is the people that people call, oh, you know, Rema. But when she's behaving the other way around, we don't see it that way. These sanguine people, they are very, very extrovert. and they go along with everybody. They make friends easily. They can do 10 jobs together. And maybe if they're in the class with you, they can ask a question 10 times. They raise up their hand. Anywhere they are, they make sure that people hear their voice. It's not because they just want to, but that is just their way of life. This type of people, they don't think as such. If anything comes their way, they just feel little about it. And before you know what is going on, they took it out of their mind and they continue with their way of life. This personality is mostly common with women, and it's also common with men. So both men and women, we share the same personality, but when it happens in the two of us, there are some personality that women exaggerate than men. There are some personality that men exaggerate it than women. So when we are talking about sanguine personality, women exaggerate sanguine personality than the way men are going to deal with it, the way they will take it up. So when you are dealing with someone that has a sanguine personality, they are very easy people to go with because they cannot do with others, because they would like to talk. They tell story. They are like talkative. When I say talkative, they just say anything that comes their way. When they see something with their eyes, they say it. When they see something with their mouth, they say it. They complain about people. They are complainers. They get angry easily, but it goes up their mind. And people usually say, oh, she doesn't hold grudges. She doesn't hold grudges because she needs people to use. She needs people to talk to. They are not self-independent. They rely on people. When I say they rely on people, it's not that they cannot think, but they love to make use of people. Maybe, let's say we want to organize party now. Sanguine will be the one to say, okay, if we want to organize this party, how are we going to do it? Sanguine will be the first one to bring opinion that, okay, we are going to take this clothes, we are going to rent this or this, but all this job, they are going to do it halfly. Before they can complete it, they need people around them. They have to make use of people. And that is the reason why they don't hold grudges. They are not all that self-independent. They make use of people to carry out anything they want to do. It's not a weakness on them. That is the way God created them, because of the people that they can think from morning to evening, that they want to make everything perfect. So if you're a man and you have this type of wife, all you need to do is you just have to learn how to make her relax. Some people, maybe when husband and wife, when they are outside, when they haven't got married, and they have this type of lady as their future partner, they love them. They say, oh, she's very good. She's very, what is the English? That she's so interactive. Mother-in-law will like her, father-in-law will like her, everybody will like her, because she's ready to say, even the job they cannot do, they try to say, oh, I can do it for you. They can get to your house and say, oh, is it okay if I wash your plate? Can I wash your clothes? Can I cook for you? Can I do this? But if you leave them to do all this job, it's going to be done halfly. They won't finish it. But when we are outside, men doesn't look at this character as this is going to bring a little bit problem in future. I need to relax in order to learn how to deal with her. So because of the way she's behaving, that she's interacting with so many people in the family, they will take her to be the best person in the family. And the people, maybe another woman that comes to the family that she didn't have that type of character, people will now hate her and be saying, oh, she's not good. If you are sanguine, it doesn't mean that they didn't have their own negative aspect of life. They also have their own negative of life. But when they're outside, we see them as all in law until when they got married. If it is men that have all this of this type of character, I think the wife usually find them more difficult than when a woman have the character, because they talk a lot. And in any house that a man talk a lot, the woman should be the one that is going to calm him down. And if it is the one that is calming him down, but everybody will see the woman that, oh, she's too quiet for his liking. People will forget that is the way she's being created. And if we, husband and wife, the in-laws, if we didn't understand each other's personality, that is the reason why a lot of marriages, they have problems till they may not separate, but they keep on having problems until end of their life. They will never accept each other. They just continue patching each other. But anybody that possesses this type of character in him or herself, all we need to do is we just make sure that when she's talking, we allow her to finish. When she finishes, we know where to correct her. When she's too hyper, they are always very hyper in the family. They never sit. They never stop talking. The only time they stop talking is when they are sleeping or when they don't have it. They always have something to say, or maybe if you didn't pay much attention. And then most of the time, when we have this type of character in our children, we never see it that is going to be a little bit problem in future. We don't bother to we don't bother to understand the character of our kids. So when she's like this, everybody will be hailing her in the family. She's the most generous, because they're always generous. She's the most generous, but they always like to control you. And when that is the negative aspect of them. When they are controlling you, that is when the husband family will not like her, and that is when the wife will not like her, because they always like to dominate, because they want whatever they say to be materialized in the family, that people should know that they are talking. So when we have this type of character in the family, we should just know the way to deal with it. And there is another character that when the two of them goes together, they are going to fight from the beginning of their marriage to the end of their marriage. That is choleric. So that is going to take us to choleric. Who are the choleric? The choleric are the strong old people. They call them, what do they call them? Popular choleric, powerful choleric. They are very, very powerful. They are the type of people that you cannot change whatever they say. And if you have that type of person as a man, there's always problem. And that is character of African men. Even though it is not their way of life, our parents try as much as possible to instill that character in us. Choleric. Who are the choleric? They are also extroverts. They are born leader. Anywhere they are always like to lead. They are self-sufficient, but they cannot keep malice. And anything they want to do, they give it a goal. Either a woman or a man that has that type of character, whatever they plan, they make sure that they succeed. And they are the type of people that usually gather people together. If you are the type of people that always have sympathy, that you are always emotional, you cannot gather people together, because you will have to listen to everybody. These popular, the choleric people, they don't listen. They are always very focused, either woman or man. Whatever they mean, they go on with whatever they want to do. And they always achieve their aim, either by crook, by smooth, by dragging, by walking, by running. They make sure that they achieve their goal, because they hate people to blame them that, oh, when you know that you cannot do it, why did you start it? So whatever they want to do, they make sure that they keep going with it. And they are also extroverts. They never sit down. They are not emotional. They are always empathy, because they always look for solution for anything, not for people to pity them, anything they want to do. So most of the time, there are some women that they have this type of character, and nearly everybody always hates them in their husband's house. Even at times, maybe when they're outside, the husband will like him, or will I say future partner, when they are cutting with each other, when they're befriending each other, when they're planning to get married to each other, everybody will like her, because any problem you bring to her, she will make sure that she finds solution to this problem. But after marriage, she will dominate the house. She will dominate the family, because she always has solution for the problem. And everybody in that family will see her as a dominant, that, oh, she doesn't allow her husband to talk. She has collected trousers from the husband. She gave him a skirt. But that is the way our own God created her. When you deal with this type of maybe husband, or you deal with this type of wife, or you have this type of character as a son or as a daughter, all you need to do is just to tell her, to teach her how to listen to people, because they don't listen to people. They always have their own mind, and whatever they have at the back of their mind is always the best. But God created this type of people because of the people that are very weak. But when we're dating each other, if sanguine end up marrying choleric, they will fight from the beginning of their marriage to the end of their marriage. Or if they don't fight, if they don't, they separate. If they don't separate, there's never happiness in that family. So at times, there are some characters that when we are dating each other, we need to observe that, okay, this is the way Alhaja Balog is being created. She's a talkative. She likes to dominate. She doesn't care. She doesn't do this. If you don't observe me to know the type of character that I cannot change in my own way of life, then that is going to bring problem. And when there is problem, especially we women, most of the time, the men doesn't change their character, because it is we that we pack our bag and baggages to go to their family, to go and change our name to their own name, and to make sure that we belong to that family. So we try as much as possible to buy another character, but no matter how we bought that character, it cannot dominate the character that our God has given us, the way we are being created. It cannot dominate it. And instead of dominating it, most of the time, it may become depression. It gives us depression, or we become more wired. That, okay, I won't allow them to make me crazy. It's either you leave the marriage, or where you people are living like a cat and rat in the family, and nobody will be able to come to you, because the choleric, they don't tolerate people as such, because they want to dominate. It is easy for them to make friends in the morning and leave it in the evening and look for another friend. And they don't also hold grudges, because they need people to carry out anything they want to do. You know, in anything we want to do in this life, we cannot do it alone. So you need people, especially if you're a leader, you need people to carry out all the assignments. You cannot do it alone. And for you to be able to carry it out, you need to be strong. You need to be on your feet all the time. These people are born leaders. It's not that they want to do it like that, but if they cannot do it like that, it won't be okay. And that is the type of people that we don't have in Nigeria. We have them, but the way they are using their choleric, that is different from the way it's supposed to be used. When do you want to be a choleric is always a leader. When you're a leader and you have this choleric personality, wherever they do any law that is going to improve things, this is the area that cholerics stand on their feet, that, okay, nobody is going to tamper with this law. Anybody that steals, any thief, anybody that break the law, it has to be done like this. But if you're like this, if you're flexible, you cannot be a leader. So that is the reason why I said no personality is bad and no personality is completely good. So, and this is going to lead us to the third one, which is melancholy. They call them melancholy, perfect melancholy. These are the people that believe that they're wise more than anybody. I'm sorry, I don't know the way I can say that proverb in English. They are the wisest in anywhere they go. They are very quiet, not quiet, because what people believe to be quiet is when you don't talk, people believe that you are quiet. It is not when you don't talk that you are quiet. It is when you see things going the other way around and you decided not to say anything. So people doesn't talk because they don't want whatever they say, they don't want people to hold into their words. That is the reason why they don't talk. It's not because they don't want to talk. But when we're talking about melancholy, we call them perfect melancholy. These are the people that they are very wise. They are very intelligent. They are very respectful. They can analyze this word for you. In the next 20 years, they can analyze it with what is happening from the past to this present. They know because they are very quiet. They are deep thinker. Choleric, they think faster to get solution to things, but they are not deep thinker. But melancholy, they are deep thinker. They think very well. They analyze things very well. They look at things with their nose, with their mouth, with their eyes, with their brain, with their hand, with all parts of their body. They use their 5 senses. I won't say wisely. Everybody use the senses wisely, but they use it more than anybody. These are the people that usually give advice to the choleric. So the choleric need these people to sit down together. When they bring law, it is the melancholy that is going to sit down to say, okay, this law that you said that we should implement, if we implement it, this is the way it's going to work. This is the way it's going to work in the next 5 years. And this is what is going to be in the next 10 years. That is melancholy for you. They are very, very respectful. They can think, and they are thoughtful. They are free thinker. They are very suspicious, because maybe if they bring this, they bring that, and they are always very paranoid. The melancholy are very paranoid because they think too much. So if you have this type of person as your wife, most of the time when you talk, maybe something that you've forgotten about it, they still bring it forward to say, okay, that thing we said last time, I think it is like this. All what we need to do is just to understand that, okay, my husband is like this. And when you're talking, you have to understand that, okay, he or she will still come back to bring this. You know, when you are dealing with choleric and sanguine, once choleric finish something, they forget about it. Melancholy will visit it 20 times to bring it further to say, oh, that point you raised the last time, I think it is like this. When they wake up in the night, they ruminate on what you said. They think very well on what we discussed during the day, that, oh, Alhaja Balog said this. Does she mean this way? Should it mean that way? Because they analyze too much. That made them very, very suspicious. But when we have this type of character as husband or as our wife or our sister-in-law, our brother-in-law, our mother-in-law from right and left, maybe mother-in-law from the mother's husband, wife's side, mother-in-law from the husband's side, we forget that everybody are being created one way or the other. So we want our mother-in-law to take us as our daughter, but we forgot that this is the way she's being created by our own God. Then we say, oh, Wala mother-in-law, she's too suspicious, she's too paranoid. I don't want her in my house. Anytime she come into my house, she always cause problem. She doesn't mean to cause problem. It is just the way God created her. If it is you, we are also going to behave the same way. These are the 3 things that we're supposed to know about each other, in which we didn't bother to know. And we have phlegmatic. We call them popular phlegmatic. You know the reason why they are popular? Because they are the most gentlest person. If I say with the way I describe the melancholy, everybody will think that, oh, they are the gentle people. No, the phlegmatic are the gentlest. They always stay at angle of peace. It doesn't mean that they won't talk, but they don't talk much. They talk, but they say the fact. They always create angle of peace for themselves. So if a choleric end up in marry phlegmatic, that is maybe if the husband is choleric and the wife is phlegmatic. If the husband is phlegmatic, and the wife is choleric, that is where they say, oh, but being that he is phlegmatic, or being that you are phlegmatic, it doesn't mean that they are stupid. These people, they are very quiet, but they have sense in their head. They think very well. They are introverts. They make peace. They can go with a friend of 100 years if the 2 of them are still alive, because whatever they say, they can tolerate, they can endure, they can overlook things. They can even overlook things till everything go the other way around. That maybe I will say that when it goes worse more than repairable, that is, you cannot repair it. The phlegmatic, they don't care. The first time they look, the second time they take off their eyes. And because of this type of people, that is the reason why God created choleric. So that if the 2 of them goes together, one will be able to overlook one will be able to look. But most of the time, when you have someone that can overlook, that doesn't bother you, that's so quiet, that makes sure that everything goes easily, we take that person to be the most stupid person, especially if it's a man that doesn't bother you, that allow you to take decision in the house, that allow you to do anything about money, that allow you to tell him what to do. Then we women, we will now come out to be challenging him, to be frustrating him, to be telling him that all the time, it is only me, it is only me, it is only me. But you know, when the two of you were cutting, that this is his personality. They are cool-headed people. And you know what? This type of people, they go easily into depression because they always have a lot of things in their mind, because they hate people to hold into whatever they say. So their subconscious level is always full. Their brain is always full. They hate to confront people. These people, Yoruba call them Ojo. They hate to confront people. They don't like speaking for long. They want to say things and they want people to take facts out from them. And they hate people coming back to them to come and say, okay, what we discussed the last time. But if you are dealing with choleric, that is choleric again. But if you are dealing with melancholy, melancholy will bring it again to say, okay, what we discussed the last time. And the choleric will say, I've forgotten about that few years ago. That is not a problem, but melancholy will still be bringing it. And you know, when you deal with melancholy and phlegmatic, these people, they can deal with themselves. They don't need people around them. And that is the reason why it's easy for them to keep malice. It's difficult for sanguine and the choleric to keep malice because they need people to use for the responsibilities that God has given them. For that personality, they need people. You know, if you want to organize party, you need people to use. If you want to organize anything in this part, you need people that is going to that you are going to use that. Okay, Alhaja Balog, you are going to do this. This person, you are going to do this. Melancholy, they don't care. They don't usually have interest in anything you are doing. If you tell them what to do, they do it. But choleric and sanguine, they hate to be told what to do because they believe that when you are telling them what to do, it means they are not responsible because they want people to know that they can take decision. Melancholy doesn't care. If you tell them that they can take decision, if they can't take decision, if you give them responsibility, they do it. If you don't give them responsibility, they sit wherever you want them to sit. But anything they want to tell you to do, they make sure that you do it very well. And that is where the problem usually comes from. If you have this type of person as a husband, no matter what you do, they always complain. Anytime she go, if we go to the kitchen to say, why is this plate here? Even though it is not his responsibility to see whatever is going on in the kitchen. And as a mother, when this is our personality, this is the time that we complain about our daughter-in-law. No matter what our daughter-in-law does, they are never perfect because we want everything to be done at the appropriate time. We want it to be done well. We want it to be done in the next 20 years. If that thing are being brought out, it will still remain the same the way it's supposed to be. And God created sanguine because of you. But when the four of us now came together and we are living together, either in the, maybe as husband and wife, as sister-in-law, in this any group that we have, then we started debating about each other. We started gossiping about each other. We started hating each other, that this is the way that Alhaja Balogun is. Someone like me, anywhere I am, I hate where I cannot say the truth. And if I'm in the group and we cannot say the truth, I better leave the group than maybe doing hanky-panky to be here. There was a time, I didn't even know them. Someone invited me for talk during Ramadan. It was between 3 countries, and they gave me about marriages. I discussed about marriages, what are the things that is following our marriages. So I later got to communication. From communication, someone asked question about maybe financial aspect of marriage. I didn't know. But I don't parabolate. I just say things the way it's supposed to be done. the way it's supposed to be said. Some people pick offense in me. And when I want to start that go round so that people won't be saying, oh, she has heard something about me, I started hating myself. When I wake up in the night, it will come to my brain that, why did you do that? That is not the reason why you're supposed to talk. If you cannot say what is supposed to be said, why did you not keep your mouth shut? That is hypocrite. And that is what I take to be hypocrite. So when they asked me a question and I answered it the way it's supposed to be answered, voila, it hit someone in that group. And later, they invited me for another talk. And they told me that the last time you came, everybody enjoyed what you said until when this question was asked and you answer it this way. And I remember that someone said it from the group that, oh, she just hit it on the nail, that I've forgotten the adjective she used for me. I just ignored it without knowing that it's at the back of his mind. Later, it started causing problems. So when they called me this year during Ramadan, and they told me that when I said, see, if I have to answer any question, the way you want me to answer it, I better not come. Because I didn't know any of you. I've never set my eyes on anybody. Everything is, we met on this social media. You people saw my program on social media. It's not that you people knew me from anywhere. It was from the Facebook that you people saw my program and you invited me. Okay, if that is the way she's behaving, why do you want me to go round before I tell the truth? Then she's not gonna change. The reason why we're talking to each other is to change our attitude. It's not to tell me that I'm good. Because I'm very good at speaking, it doesn't mean that I do everything that I say. I just try as much as possible to make my marriage an example, because I talk about marriage in all ramifications, maybe in the aspect of money, in the aspect of behaving, in the aspect of everything. I try my possible best to make sure that at least 40, 45, 50, 60%, I will be able to talk about my marriage. But if someone's marriage is having 80% failure in a marriage, and you now want me to say things the way you want it said, then why did you invite me? I bought that character. When I started this program, because I started it when I was in Nigeria in Asfat, and we started going from one garage to another to talk to all these drivers. And I could see that most of the drivers, they have pot belly. And when I read about the physiology of liver problem, and I could see, I remember when I was in secondary school, I schooled in Lokoja. So all the way, Lokoja was in Kwara State that time. All the way from my town to Lokoja, when we got to there are some villages on our way to Lokoja that time. They call it Isanlu. When we got there, all these drivers, we came down, they will eat iyan, they will eat the iron that they don't even need. They can eat 5, 6 iron, and they will eat small iyan. So when I went for nursing, and they now told us physiology of liver, I now see that, okay, all these drivers, they were killing their liver with the aim that they are enjoying. So when I have the opportunity in Nasfat, as a junior midwife, that time, junior nursing midwife, I told them that let us be going to all the garages. And each time we want to talk there, I make sure that I do the physiology of liver, that all these, our drivers, they are killing themselves. They all have pot belly because they drink a lot. They eat a lot, too much protein. And it is their liver that they are going to use to digest all this, to detoxicate. And nearly every one of them is having pot belly. Initially, it hit them, and everybody were grumbling. And later, I became popular in Lorin, that when I want to enter taxi, all the taxi drivers started taking me from my from wherever I'm going, and they won't collect money. Initially, then I said, I didn't know you. They said, oh, you come to Maraba to come and tell us that we were pregnant because of the food we're eating. I said, okay, I'm happy that initially it was like, oh, who told her she's very young, she's very small, more than what she's saying. We're older than him. I said, it's not your age that matters to me. It is my knowledge. I'm using my brain to talk to you. So you have to use your brain to take whatever I'm saying and make use of it. It's not that to compare my age with your age. You're older than me, but what I study, you didn't study it. So the reason why we need to know our personality. See, some people love to be respected. they love to have respect. Like sanguine people, they don't usually respect people. The choleric people, they don't usually respect people. Because if they respect you, they won't be able to control you. And you know what they usually do? They do force attack. So when they do force attack, you'll be forced to respect them. You'll be forced to listen to them. If you know this type of people in your group, in your family, in your husband family, all you need to do is just try as much as possible to give them, to ignore them a little bit. And that is going to give you peace. When you ignore them too much, they depress you. They give you depression. But you have to ignore them. If not, all the time, you are going to be fighting. And the choleric, they don't care about fighting. They love to fight because they want to say everything in their mind. And once they said everything in their mind, and that is the end, everybody will now say, oh, once she said what is in their mind, that is the end. What of the ego, to all the stupid melancholy and the phlegmatic that he said everything to? And the melancholy and the phlegmatic, they won't be able to sleep. When you are dealing with this type of people, if you know that that is the character of your husband, or that is the character of your leader, or that is the character of your wife, when you start the drama, all you need to do is just to end it immediately. See, we have to discuss something else. Leave it the way it is now, and we discuss something else. If not, if you didn't discuss something else, he or she is going to vomit everything. And if you take note of this type of character in any of your kids, don't make them hero of that family. That is where women were making mistake. I'm happy to tell everybody today that we have one problem. If you have a daughter that is very sharp, men always love to have a daughter that is very sharp, that they take decisions, they work for money, they are very smart, but they have that type of person as a wife. But that lady is going out to marry someone. If you have someone like that, all you need to do is just to see, oh, this is choleric. All the time, she's always hyper. She loves to control everybody. Because I remember some people will say, oh, she's the boss of the house. If she's the boss in your own house, she's going to be the boss of the bosses when she gets to her husband's house. And 70% of the people will hate her. And it's going to be late for her to be able to correct herself. And that is the reason why we are mother. To look at our children, to look at where the weakness is going to be in future, to look at where she's going to be great in future, to look at where she needs to be to relax in order to be able to deal with different type of people that she will come across in future. Am I communicating?
Yes, sister, carry on.
Okay, thank you, if I'm communicating. So to know where we are going to do. So another thing is, when we have, especially when we have phlegmatic, as I said, they are the easiest people to deal with, and they are the most difficult people to deal with in life. They are the type of people that once they said bye-bye, they never come back. Because they will give you a long rope. So by the time that people will now come to them to say, okay, this thing has to finish, because she has loss here, it won't finish. So if you have that type of husband, or you have that type of character in any of your children, you need to let her know, let him or her know how to voice out. This type of people, they find it difficult to voice out because they are scared. They are scared to be blamed. And you know, in Nigeria, Africa in general, we told lie because we always scared to be blamed. Because some of this character, we bought it, we acquired it, we took it by force from our parents, from the teacher, from the religion leader. If you look at Islam today, I'm happy to tell you that during Ramadan, I was always on TikTok, and Islam is really, really spreading. Initially, they see Islam as a bully religion because we love to change people to what is written in the Quran. And we always forget to allow people to show their own way of life. But I think because of education, More scholars are now well educated. They have good Quranic and Western education, and they are able to preach better, especially what is the name of this scholar? Is it Menki or Mensi? He has very big beard. He was always on TikTok, and he converted a lot of people to Islam. You know the reason? Because now, Islamically, we listen to people. Before, they don't allow women to talk. And that is the reason people will go into depression, because we didn't have the courage to face our husband to talk, because of hadith, because of law of Islam, because of the culture. When you go to Nigeria, in Nigeria, it's difficult to know what our character is. Because before you even grow up, they kill that your character and they instill another character in you. So by the time you are free, you have little of your own character, you have little of the character they instill on you, you have little of your friend's character, you have little of your husband's character, and we are always like leaf in the river. Today we are going to move like this, tomorrow we are going to move like this, the next tomorrow we are going to move like that, and before you know what is going on, we will be depressed. But now, because of everybody Western education, we are able to voice out a little bit more. So it should be one of the things that we are going to encourage in any forum that we have, that we try as much as possible for women, that we have to learn how to voice out, but not to be rude. When we get, especially most of us that move from Nigeria, from Africa in general, a lot of us didn't have happy home. It's not because we're not good. It's not because our husband is not good, because the law of Europe changed our personality. We take advantage of we took advantage of what the law in the Europe, in America, in Canada, in the Western world, we took advantage of their law to change our personality. And we took advantage of that to be intolerant to our husband's character. We now want them to change, but we forgot that Africa, where our men are born to rule. If you look at your kids, when our kid is behaving like our husband, we love them. But when our husband is behaving like our kid, we never see anything. We always see everything negative. But African men, they are born to rule. If they're not going to be born to rule, it's going to be our great grandkids, not even the kids, not our own kids, because our own kids is still going to be our husband that is going to be father on our own kids. But littles are going to be changed because of the environment, from our own personality that we instill, and because of fear that we don't want our children to go out to go and report us or to say something nasty about us. We are trying as much as possible to be calm. So in the next generation, our children's personality, they are going to make use of their own personality better than us. We are using our own personality, but we are only using it to chance each other. When people have sanguine personality, they use it to chance people around them. When our husband is choleric, or when our wife is choleric, we use it to chance people. When we are melancholy, because everybody loves us, because of our respect, because we can analyze, because we can think, because we always bring good ideas. Because of that, we use ourselves to be the all-in-law, that, oh, it is whatever I say that people will take. That is not the way God wants us to use it. And because we are phlegmatic, that everybody says, oh, she's cool-headed person, then we become green snake under green grass. We will be killing people and we will be making ourselves their friend. We will be causing a lot of confusion, and people won't see us that we are the one causing the confusion. They will see the choleric, that, oh, it's the one that is making this everything not to be well organized. It's the one, because it's the one that always talk. But we've forgotten that there are some phlegmatic, that there's nobody that cannot talk in this world, but some people will hide under the choleric, under the sanguine, even under the melancholy. The melancholy also talk. It is only the phlegmatic that they don't like to talk. So melancholy, when they talk, it is the melancholy that we now blow the trumpet. It is the sanguine that we now blow the trumpet. It is the choleric that is now blowing the trumpet. So if you are the type of woman a woman that you marry to cool-headed someone. Don't take advantage of him. Because one of your kids is going to have that personality and is going to behave the way you are behaving. And she may not have the lucky that you have in your husband's house, that your husband is tolerating, or maybe if he's not tolerating, he just didn't want divorce. So whatever you brought to the house, he try as much as possible just to take it from you. But what is going to happen if your daughter's husband cannot take it the way your own husband is taking it? And we try as much as possible to be judgmental. The choleric are always judgmental. The phlegmatic, they are not judgmental. The melancholy, they are not judgmental. You know the reason why they are not judgmental? Because they can think. The choleric, they look for immediate solution. But immediate solution is going to solve problem for a while. That is the reason why they said they have brain, but they don't think deep. If you have that type of husband, don't take advantage of him, that he cannot even reason. He cannot even think with his head. Or if you have that type of wife, don't ever, my wife is stupid. He is stupid because of the way God created you. He don't want the two of you to be sharp, 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 sharp. They will be choking things. If the two of you are very sharp, you will be choking each other, and you will end up to be the most stupid person in the whole world. And that is the reason why marriage falls nowadays. I think I've said everything. Maybe if there's any question to ask me, then I will be able to remember more points.
MashaAllah. Alhamdulillah. This is the first time on the forum where someone has been on points in time. You know, I literally timed it that it will be 15:15, that the lecture should finish, and you were bang on time. MashaAllah.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the time.
Yeah. Because normally we always go over time, but alhamdulillah. That was very, very, very interesting, very pleasant. As you were speaking, I lost track because I was writing everything. I was taking notes and writing everything, mashallah. Alhamdulillah. That was very, very interesting and very good. Sisters, ladies, stay online, and if you have any question, Ajia is still with us, inshallah, and she'll be able to answer questions. Now, if you have questions and you do not want to speak, please leave a note in the chat, and whether myself or whoever is handling the question and answer will put the question to the lecturer today. So, inshallah, okay, so I don't think the question and answer sister is with us today, but inshallah I'll handle it. If you do not want to talk, so yeah, you can have a chat, you can post it in the chat, or you can raise your hand and ask directly to the lecturer. So Ajia, Maryam, Balog, please, would you stay on the platform, stay with us? We will move on to the next program, and then we'll come back to question and answer, as you know how we do it. 1 second. Okay, so let's go on to the next item on the list. So we've got the zikri by Ajia Tawakalitu Fasasi. Ajia Tawakalitu Fasasi. So she'll be giving us the zikri in the meantime. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, sister.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadul Fatih lima ugulika walikati lima sawakano surya kibla kwale adila suratul mustaqimi wala alihi hakokol amdaili azim subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. La ilaha illallah, 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 ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah. Alofu kalki malofu, Safiyullahi Maryam, Yata Islamic.
وفوق مريم قولا إله إلا الله ولا إله إلا الله وشو من شريك يا زلك مريم إله قلبي أتاك سمام قولي مريم قولا إله إلا الله ولا إله إلا الله يا مكان محمود صفات شيء مريم ولي الله يوتوتو ولا شيء مريم قولا إله إلا الله ولا إله إلا الله tí wọ́n bá gbógun lọ́sọ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ tí wọ́n bá gbógun lórúṣẹ́ tí wọ́n bá gbógun lálẹ́sẹ̀ tí wọ́n bá gbógun lórúwẹ̀ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ iṣẹ́ aláyọ̀ láyọ̀ mo lànà ṣe ó bàrẹ̀ yẹn mọ̀ káòlà ilaha illallah wala ilaha illallah ìmọ̀lẹ̀ ṣe kó bá ìkàmù òjọba nínú ìmọ̀lẹ̀ kò ní kó láyé àtọ̀run ẹwà síkò mọ́lẹ̀ bàbá wa ilaha illallah wala ilaha illallah abalqalbu ilaha yakuna mutayyama alifa garami bi nabihi mutayyama ilaha illallah wala ilaha illallah ushuyu min shagayata يا سلطان كبريم إله كالكياتك سمام قد بريم قولا إله إلا الله ولا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا محمد رسول الله محمد رسول الله محمد رسول الله رسول الله رسول الله لا إله إلا الله ولا إله إلا الله بريئام غوث الزمان بريئام غوث الزماني كتب الزماني قيد الزماني ولي الله ولي بريئام ولي الله لا إله إلا الله ولا إله إلا الله àwálù bàbá tiwa àwálù ṣéun àwálù waliyullahi bàbá ló mú pọ̀ bàbá ló ṣòdì waliyullahi waliyullahi àwálù waliyullahi la ilaha illallah wa la ilaha illallah Hamdallah màmá tiwa Hamdallah Sayyidah Hamda màmá tiwa Hamdallah màmá tàwa la ilaha illallah wa la ilaha illallah la ilaha illallah la abalikalibu hilan yakuna mutayyama alifa garami bi nabi muhayyama Muhammadu Mukutaru Futuati Sayyidi la ilaha illallah ilaha illallah Allahu ya Allah wa huwa ya Allah Allahu ya Allah wa huwa ya Allah Baba mi ṣe wa babu waliyullahi òdodo Baba mi ṣe waliyu adamala ayata Baba wa ṣe bulaku ọmọ ṣe fún àwálò Baba wa ṣe waliyu Ọlọ́run bá wa kẹ́ wọn Ọlọ́run bá wa kẹ́ wọn kò wọ́n lànà bí Muhammad Baba wa ṣe fún àwálò wọlé púpọ̀ àwálò bàbá ló ṣòdì la ilaha illallah Allahu ya Allah wa huwa ya Allah Allahu ya Allah Muhammad Rasulullah Mustafa Muhammad Mujtaba Muhammad Yasin Muhammad Taha Muhammad Ayuba Muhammad Ayuba Amina Ayuba Abdullah Muhammadu Dogbawa ya Maliki ya Umati Muhammadu ni ó gbà mí gbà wọ́n hàn mí. Yóò mọ́lìkì, yóò mọ́tì. Ẹ̀yọ̀ bá Muhammad mi. Ẹ̀yọ̀ bá máa bójú láìla. Ilaha illallah. Ilaha illallah. Rabbuna Allah, Allah, Allah. Rabbuna Allah, Allah, Allah. Rabbuna Allah, Allah. Rabbuna Allah, Allah. Rabbuna Allah, Allah. Yashahu Maryama niyasi. Niyasi, Yashahu Maryama niyasi. Niyasi, Baba niyasi. Baba niyasi. Gausu zamani. Kutubu zamani. Faridu zamani. Sheikh Baidamu. Waliyulahi. Rabbuna Allah, Allah, Allah. Rabbuna Allah, Allah. Rabbuna Allah, Allah. Yashahu awalu, awalu. Lomu. Yashahu awalu, awalu. Yoshodi shehu awalu. Shehu awalu. Waliyulahi. Baba gbogbo wa. Baba Ziyaku. Baba Adi. Baba Ziyaku. Baba Aliyu. Sheikh Hawalu. Muhammad Awalu. Baba Hamdallah. Sayyidah Amuda. Yashahu Amuda Waliya. Amuda. Ya Sayyidah Amuda Waliya. Amuda. Sayyidah Amuda. Sayyidah Amuda.
I'll get there now.
Mama Bobowa. Mama Temini.
I will get there now.
Sayyidah Amuda. Sayyidah Muhammad Rasulullah. Salamullah. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad.
I will get there now.
سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين أجيك منا إليك يا رسول الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah. May Allah accept it as a act of ibadah. Ameen. The next item of our program is the pep talk. Normally we would have Sister Messelina Adeshida, but she's not with us today. So inshallah, Sister Hamdallah Bello would handle the pep talk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Sister.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, rabbil alameen. We thank our moderator as usual, never been disappointed. May Allah not forsake you the reward therein. And we thank our mother as well for the discussion around personality, which is really amazing. Wallahi, I was writing as well all through. If you see me move a bit, it's just because I have to do that. So we really appreciate her. May Allah appreciate her more for us. Bismillah ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And we pray for our mother as well, Mrs. Messelina Adesida. She was meant to do the pep talk for us. She always does that. We pray that Allah bring her back home safely, wherever she is. She was trying to join, but then as Allah will have it. Our mother as well, Mrs. Fumi Aisha Lawal, she normally does the opening for us. We pray that Allah be with her and our family, wherever she is as well. She's quite watching, probably via YouTube or Facebook. What I am sure of is that Allah will not forsake all of us. Yes, quickly, for the pep talk, I would like to talk to us about making your life count. Making your life count. How do you make your life count? A lot of people are living in this world like a bystander, even in their own show. In their own life, they are not in control. Many people are living a life that is devoid of meaning. You know, they are merely existing, you know, without clear path, or direction. Wherever the ocean drifts, that's where they go. Especially we women, because we have this soft heart. So it is easy, very easy for us to move left and right, just follow the whatever is happening. And I think that has to do with our personality as well. Having listened to our mother on the personality discussion around spouses as well. If we understand our personalities, who we are and who we are dealing with, I think we have less complaints and we have less worries, and we enjoy our partners even more because we are living in a temporary world. We are here just for a short while. Everyone is going to leave at the end of the day, at some point that has been designated by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, quickly, how do you make your life count as a Muslim woman, or as anybody listening to me now, or people who will be listening later after this program? There are 8 things that you need to have, or that you need to know, or that you need to watch out for, which will be determinant for how you make your life count, whether it is going to count at the end of the day or whether you can make your life count. The first thing is sow the seed of greatness. You need to tell yourself that I want to be great. You need to say to yourself, you want to be great. Because if you don't sow that seed from the beginning, even while we are young, as mothers, while we are nurturing our children, you need to make them have high expectation of, what they can expect from themselves, or himself or herself. If you don't have this greatness inbuilt in you, then there's no way that you can move towards that greatness. That is why you see a lot of people, they just settle for anything. Anything can come and anything goes. So the first thing that we need to know is that we need to sow the seeds of greatness. The second thing to make our life count is don't let failure stop you. It is normal for us to face challenges in life. Even the Prophet ﷺ, despite Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said he is most beloved to him, there is no way that you pray your salat if you have not sent benevolent blessings upon noble Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. Your salat is not complete. Even from the beginning of that salat, from your adhan, iqama, there is that ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, and then there is the ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. If you do your adhan or iqama without this, then it is not acceptable. You have not done adhan, neither have you done iqama. When you now do all your salat, how beautiful our salat is, from your takbiratul hiram of Allahu Akbar, you do everything up to your tashahud. And when you do tashahud, is your on your mat get set. That is your get set, and then go for the salat. On your tashahud, the last thing you mention on your tashahud is Salatul Ibrahimiyya. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi Sayyidina Muhammad kalma sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Sayyidina Ibrahim wa barik ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad kama barakta ala Sayyidina Ibrahim wa ala ali Sayyidina Ibrahim fil alamina innaka Hamidum Majid. Before you now say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah to the right, and Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah to the left. Can you now see? That is only when you have perfected your salat. As beautiful as that is, as however you want to say it, that Allah has raised the prophet in rank and status, he still faced some challenges. And we still have some failures recorded against his name. Astaghfirullah. Even though the failures were meant, they are there to teach us. One of them that is most popular is the Battle of Uhud. Look at the Battle of Uhud. The Prophet gave the Sahabas, the companions, instructions to say that wherever this battle is going, whether we are winning or we are losing, do not leave your position. He said this to the Hajjs. But when they left, the Kuffars came back, turned back after the Muslims thought they had gone. And then they faced the Muslims. The Prophet was injured in this battle. He lost one of his front tooth. We got blood gushing out of his face. In fact, he was declared dead in Mecca because they thought they have killed the Prophet in that field. So these are some of the challenges the Prophet faced. even though he is a special being. So who are you to think you cannot fail or failure is not my portion? Our prayer is that whatever it is that Allah throw at us as challenges, that He is the one who settles it for us. Our prayer is that Allah never leave us to our fate to go and deal with our own thing or our own situation, because we don't even exist. It is only Him. So what am I saying is the number 2 thing that we need to get ready for, if you want to make your life count, is that there is no solution and there is no shortcut to failure. However, don't let the failure that you come across, don't let it stop you. Don't let any failure stop you. Number 3, be focused. Be focused. You want your marriage to work? Be focused. You want to train your children? Be focused. You want to live a good life? Be focused. You want to live a meaningful life? Be focused. You want to live an exemplary life? Be focused. You want to be in history? Be focused. Whatever it is you are doing, whether in your workplace, be focused. Don't lose your focus when things happen, or when things, a lot of things we are not even in control of. So whatever it is that you're going through right now, or that you might be going through later, please be focused. That's number 3, if you want to make your life count. Number 4, if you want to make your life count, don't settle for less. Don't say, yes, this is what life has thrown at me. I have to take it by fire, by force, or I just have to sit down, sit on it. When I was growing up, I have always been dreaming about becoming a lawyer. And I have my reason. Even during my secondary school days, when I was still studying at Ideal Girls High School, when they asked everyone, what do you want to become? I say, I want to become a lawyer. And if you ask me, as young as I am, I have my reason. I say, why do you want to become a lawyer? Yes, I want to become a lawyer when I grow older or when I grow up, because I want to become a professional and I want to control my own business. I want to become a business person and still be a professional. So how do I combine both? If I am a lawyer, then I am a professional from day one that I graduated from my school. From the day you graduate, you become a professional, and then I can have my own business. I can run my business. I can work from anywhere. All I need is my laptop. I can submit applications. I can do whatever it is. I can set up Zoom meetings or make, multiple combined calls to organize meetings and things like that. That is me. So don't settle for less. However, while I was doing that, I didn't have admission to study law when I was back home in Nigeria at LASU. Allah rather threw me to study Islamic studies, which I will forever be grateful for. At the time, I was thinking, but I want to become a lawyer, but I want to study law. Why Islamic studies? When I did my JAMB, I didn't even pick Islamic studies. Why was I thrown into Islamic studies? But Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, today, I can now see the reason, and I can now feel it, and I can now utilize the reason why Allah has first thrown me to Islamic studies. But being focused, that I said as our number 3, is that when I got abroad, when I relocated, when I moved into the UK, and I decided to go back into the uni, and then I went back to study law. I did my first degree and then did my second degree. In fact, if I was given the chance at the time, I would have done my PhD by now. But Alhamdulillah, I'm not giving up on that as well. We'll do that, inshallah. So don't settle for less, regardless of what is happening. So many things has happened, so many things are still happening, but no giving up, inshallah, and no settling down for less. Number 5, dare to dream big. Dare to dream big. Dare to dream big. And if you don't have big dreams, that is when you see your life drifting to wherever. But if you have a big dream, then it means you have something to look up to. You have something to work towards. You have something that is making the fire to burn inside you. So the fire inside us will make our life eventually count. For instance, one of those things that always keep me going as a person is when I look back and take stock of those things that I have dedicated my life to, or that I have made that covenant with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that inshallah before I leave this world, this is some of those things I will do. So when the challenges comes or when they show up and I look at my table, I look at my to-do list and I see where I am, then I move back. I say, no surrender, no retreat, because that is Muslims. We all aspire Jannah. This is a big thing. This is a big dream. Because the Prophet ﷺ explained how beautiful Jannah is. And he encourages us to work for that Jannah. He never said settle for small. If as Muslim and as our Prophet ﷺ and the role models that he has given to us, some of whom are Nana Aisha radiallahu anha, even our mother Khadija, the way she has lived a life as a role model, a wife, a good wife indeed. All of these are big dreams that we dare to say that inshallah, if Allah give me the opportunity, for one, I will make my marriage work. I will make sure my children serve humanity even more than I do. These are some of big dreams that it is out of our control, but dedication, hard work, and being focused, prayerful will take us there. Number 6, stand out from the crowd. Stand out from the crowd. When they say excellent or exemplary or outstanding, outstanding has that O-U-T in it. For you to be outstanding, you have to have that O-U-T. The out must be there. Stand out from the crowd. Make sure that I normally say to my children, because it's a bit challenging training children in this community or in this abroad. The reason why it is challenging is because where we are coming from, we don't even have all the luxuries of life that they have. These are millennium children. These are children with internet all over the place. These are children exposed to gadgets, to so many things, so many knowledge is just there, right? It's only a tap on their finger. They Google, they search up things, they go on YouTube, they do all of these things that we don't have motivators, or even if we do have. If you grow up in Nigeria where NEPA will normally take the light, how do you now service your computer even if you manage to have one? But they are here, NEPA don't even take light. They don't even know what, they don't know what NEPA is. They don't know whether if light goes up, then maybe you just need to increase your top up, and they know what to do. So stand out from the crowd. Make sure you are different. Whatever you are doing at work, stand out from the crowd. In your workplace worship, stand out from the crowd. What is common is among us when we join place of worship, for instance, a lot of people will always follow the crowd because they say, hey, in this charity, Mama Lagbaja give £5. I must give £5 too. When you know Allah has given you the capability to give £500 for charity. So why not stand out from the crowd? Do you have to join the crowd? No. So if you want to make your life count, you have to tell yourself that I am going to stand out from the crowd. Number 7, plan well so that you can sweat less. Plan well and sweat less. Plan well is that you need to have a projection for what you need to do, what you want to do. That way, and then sweat less. There's no point you being penny wise and pounds foolish. A lot of people will say, I want to save this cost, or I want to save this money. You sweat. You almost damage all the organs of your body. At the end of the day, it's just penny wise. You just look at what you have saved. You have only managed to save a couple of pence, and then you've lost a lot of pounds. You've lost your health. You've nearly lost your mental health. You've nearly lost your body. You've nearly lost your existence. You've nearly even lost everything that you have just because you refuse to plan. So if you want to make your life count, plan well and sweat less. Number 8, develop an unlimited thinking mentality. Okay, develop an unlimited thinking mentality. How does this mean? Even we can see this in the life of the Prophet Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When he was going to be called as the prophet, he was always going to Cave Hira. He will go to Cave Hira, not doing anything. He's just there to go and do tafakkur. He's gone there to go and think about Allah and the existence and the creations and the creatures. This is how the prophet was, and this is how the prophet managed to get to where he is, where he got to in the prophethood. This is why the prophet is different from every other prophet. He does that. You need to develop an unlimited thinking mentality. So that way you will be able to think far and near, front and back, the consequences. Then when the consequences come, you stand by it, accept it. Because of time, we would leave it there. We pray that the little that we have encouraged ourselves on about making our life count, because you being a woman is not an excuse, or is not the reason why your life should not count. You being a mother is not an excuse or the reason why your life should not count. Like I always say to a lot of people, I say all of the book that I read, all of the unis or the school that I went, it is either I'm pregnant or I am breastfeeding. When I went back to University of Huddersfield to study law, around 2008, between 2008 2011, I was still in my prime in the family thing. So pregnant, breastfeeding, and at the same time going to the uni, at the same time working, running my own business, having to sort out gelatin cleaning services at the same time, and still looking after the home, making sure nobody suffer. You see, and then I did my master's as well, University of Huddersfield, 2012 and the like, and then went to Nigeria to do my law school and everything. All of this time I have my children as well. So it is not an excuse to say, oh, I'm a breastfeeding mother, or I have a baby, or I have this. So please don't let us make excuses out for us if indeed you want to make your life count. May Allah make it easy for every one of us to be able to live an exemplary life that we love to see ourselves grow up into. Fasubhana rabbika subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdik ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun ala al mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Sallu ala nabiyil kareem.
Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Salam. Ameen. So, Jazakallah khairan for that pep talk. Inshallah, we're supposed to now be moving on to the question and answer, inshallah. I haven't seen anyone drop in any message here. Okay, so but I want us to just recap on what the lecturer spoke about with us today. Basically, all of those traits or all of those personality, there is nothing negative about them. It's just for us to recognize who we are and be able to adjust ourselves and, you know, relate all the positive things about our character to become a better person. But there's nothing negative about any of those characters. It's just important for us to understand and learn them. My question, no one's brought up any questions. Yes, sisters, remember, you can always leave a chat message or you can raise your hand. But in the meantime, I have a question for the lecturer. My question is it possible to have more than one of those characters? Is it possible to have a bit of more than, to be, is it choleric as well as pragmatic, or example? Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Definitely, it is possible. But the maximum we can have is like 2. So you can't combine all the characters together. That is the reason why I said you have your own character, then you buy other people's character. But you cannot buy everything completely. When you get married, you are going to take little from your husband, especially maybe by fire, by force. Maybe you're taking this character just because I have to drop this, especially when everybody are coming back to you to say, oh, she's the boss of the house. Now you decided to talk less. That is when you are walking into maybe melancholy. If you are choleric, no matter what people say, you cannot walk into phlegmatic, because that will be too much opposite for you. But you can walk a little bit way to melancholy. That's okay. People say, oh, she always bring immediate solution, but the solution doesn't end well. So you try to relax, to think well a little bit. But most of the time, that is gonna be happening maybe 2-3 times out of 10. That choleric will still be pushing you all around, but we can combine. The one is going to be dominant and one is going to be less dominant.
Jazakallah khairan for that. Anybody else with any other questions? Sisters, feel free to raise your hand or leave a message in the chat for, you can even direct it straight to the host. Okay. No one's seen. I think everybody are still trying to digest.
Okay.
I'm still trying to digest all the length of information that we have received today. But inshallah, we will move on.
Yeah, is it okay if I just add this?
Yeah. Yes,
you know,
please.
when our sister was reciting Quran and when she was interpreting it to us, she made mention of something like, why do you say what you cannot do?
Yes.
A lot of people will have this type of character, but we never know that we have it. People give you responsibility that they cannot do. Even some of us, especially maybe when people are living with us, maybe when we have children that is not our own, children that maybe our husband had them before we came in, or maybe someone came to live with us, we try as much as possible to give them responsibility that we know that if someone give it to us, we're not gonna be happy. That is like choleric and sanguine. Using people to do your job, to do what you cannot do for yourself, and that is a sin on our own side. I just took it because I jotted it down and my eyes just jumped it when I was talking.
Yes, and I would like to add in addition to what the lecture of today is that the reason I asked, is it possible to have more than one character, and I'm glad that the sister responded with the second character, that it was possible. The reason is that because as Muslims, we are very lucky in terms of how we develop our character, because a lot of the second character, from what you have explained, I believe comes from, like you said, things we see around us or things we've adopted, but mainly things we're thinking of as well. So, a point of advice in our character is that a scholar once told me that be careful of your thoughts, because with Muslims, when we have thoughts as human beings, we have been given the opportunity to say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, because sometimes people will develop a bad character. It's easy to develop a bad habit from other people around you as well. So be careful of your thoughts, or you will start to say it, So he's saying to me that be careful of what you're thinking. If you have a bad thought, say, because you will start to say it. And then he said, be careful of the things that you are saying, because you will start to do it. And he said, be careful of your action and the things that you do, because they will become your habits. And then he says, be careful, be mindful of your habit before they become your character. And be mindful of your character, because your character, most importantly, is what would lead you into the hereafter, whether you go to heaven or earth. Heaven or hell. So we need to be very, 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 very careful in the character that we spoke about today, in terms of recognizing it and emulating the positives. I think the sister was trying to tell us and encouraging us to recognize who we truly are in terms of our personality, and how to emulate all the positive part of that personality in order to be, more confident and more dutiful in our deen, inshallah. Okay, so inshallah, thank you so much for that today, Ajia. We enjoyed that, and we hope and pray that you come back again, because that was very enlightening. I didn't know what to expect in terms of marriages or in terms of, but this is really, really unique. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept it from you as an act of ibadah. So we move to Ajia Ganiat Aremu. I don't know if she has any announcements for us today.
So is it okay for me to exit?
Yes. Sure.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, I think we can move to next. Our mother, Alhaja Okonla, she has put a contribution onto the chat room. So if we move to the next item on the agenda, please.
All right. So the next item on the agenda was the announcement by Alhaja Ganiat Aremu.
She said she can't unmute.
Okay.
Probably gadgets must have left and then come back. Right. Bismillah, sister.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah for another session of this Women Forum. We have supposed to celebrate another one next month, inshallah. And our program remained the same. After Ramadan, we're back to our normal time. All our program are back to their normal times. Like we do our daily wazifa. That's every Friday between 6 p.m. and 8. Then we have our the daily wazifa, we do that every day. That's between 7:30 and 8. And our zikri gym mother come every Friday. That's between 6 p.m. and 8. Then we do our Lateef on Sunday. Sunday Lateef comes at 4 p.m. on every Sunday. So till like 6 p.m. And then we do our tahajjud. That comes up on every last Saturday of the month between 12 a.m. and 2 a.m. And then our sisters forum, the one we are having now, that's for every first Saturday of the month, which is from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. in the afternoon. And also our Madrasah, please let us enroll our children to our Madrasah. We do recite Quran, fiqh, and different things, Islamic knowledge. And we do that like 3 days a week between Saturdays, Sunday, and Tuesdays. And also, Safat is looking to get our own place of worship. Anything that we spend on the cause of Almighty Allah, Allah always give it back to us in multiple folds. Please let us pay into Safat's account. Our account is now displayed. Anything Allah gives to you, let us please spend some of it to His cause. May Allah continue to provide for us, replenish our pockets. And then the founder of Safat, may Allah continue to be with her. I live long, and Allah should reward all our good work. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We have a special small contribution from Alhaja Okonla. She says, Salamu alaikum to all our sisters. Please, can we invite her to speak to both men and women and our young adults? Hold on. Inshallah. We don't want to keep the knowledge. We don't want to keep the knowledge learned to ourselves. I think she's saying that the lecturer should address both men and women. But I think if we can pick from today, I think today's lecture was addressed to both men and women in terms of character. So I think I acknowledged that she was able to talk about the personality or the characteristics identified in a men's behavior and in a women's behavior. So I think she pretty much covered that. And she also mentioned that we should try and identify these characters in our children earlier on so that we can raise them, inshallah, to be a more positive or more pious individual, inshallah. But thank you, Jazakallah khairum, for that acknowledgement. And in the future, we will take that note and we will take that on board, inshallah. So the next item now is our vote of thanks all the way from the US by Ajia Aisha Adugu. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, sister. Is Ajia...
I'm sorry. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
MashaAllah.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Again, thank you for... We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for making this possible for our mothers and sisters here. We can't thank you enough for the time, the sacrifice you've made to be here, for the time, for all the things for sharing out of your knowledge, the knowledge that Allah has given to you. Alhamdulillah for today. Thank you. I'm sorry, I'm actually on the road. I just want to mention to our moderator, thank you for always being here, for the energy, for the positive energy always, for your time and your impact on this forum. Thank you for being here all the time for us. And thank you, Sayyidah, for our mother, our sister, for this forum, for the lives that you have impacted, for the lives you keep impacting. May Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always make it easy for you and accept all the things you do for Islam, for Allah, as acts of ibadah for you and your families, and may Allah continue to bless you, to make it easy for you. Yes. Thank you to Ajia. Sorry. Thank you to Ajia. I'm sorry, I'm outside. I'm just being questioned here. Thank you to Sister Zainab Abdullah for the time. Thank you, Ajia Ganiyat Aremo. And thank you, Alhaja Maryam Balog. She left, but thank you to her. May Allah bless her. May Allah keep guiding her towards the right path. Then thank you to the people that for the Azikiri. It was a wonderful time connecting again, inshallah. Ajia Tawakali to Fasasi. To the people that are not here, may God help them. May God be with them. Inshallah, just like thank you everyone. For the names I didn't mention, I'm sorry. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you. May Allah make it easy for us. May Allah make it keep blessing Sayyidah with knowledge to keep guiding everyone the best way she can. Thank you everyone. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope we are here again, inshallah. May Allah give us long life and to make it easy for us to be here, to have more wonderful sections. Alhamdulillah, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thumma amin. May Allah accept it as an act of ibadah. And in our closing prayer, we'll be accepting this from all the way from Egypt. Sayyidah Aisha Muhammad Awal from Egypt. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We thank Almighty Allah for giving us another opportunity to witness this, our program of our sister forum. We pray Almighty Allah to accept all our prayers and grant us many years of goodness and more success. May Allah bestow His blessing upon us and also protect us against all evil. May Allah ease all our affairs and all our Muslims. May the grace, favor, and blessing of Almighty Allah locate every one of us. May we all succeed in all our endeavor. May Allah elevate every one of us, and this our platform. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. وَرَدَ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا بِدِينِهِمْ لَمْ يَنَالُوا خَيْرًا وكفى الله المؤمن القتال وكان الله قويا عزيزا. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق والخاتم لما سبق الناصر والحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق قدره ومقداره العظيم. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون، السلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. صلوا على النبي الكريم.
Sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Ameen. Thumma ameen. May Allah accept it as an act of ibadah. May Allah continue to strengthen all of us in knowledge and in iman. And may Allah continue to forgive us of all our shortcomings. Until next month, I remain your host, Shakirat Emiola. Inshallah, we see each other, all of us together in good health. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.